Milton Daily Homes Chuck here, and I think this is a terrific list today. I think there's 14 properties in total. Really impressed with it. The first one up is 1487 Maple, number 108, and it's at 224. And it's a 1+1, which I really like. The maintenance fees are $171. We've looked at the numbers on these in past episodes, and it looks like it floats around $1,300 a month, which is very attractive. It's a good alternative to renting, especially with that +1. Very good thing. Now, there's some, especially women I find, are a little bit uncomfortable with the idea of being on the first floor. But the way I see it is that, hey, we don't exactly live in the ghetto here. It's Milton, so if there's a security concern, I mean, it's certainly, I think, a little bit far-fetched, especially considering how close you are with the other neighbors. Upgraded flooring here, that's a laminate floor. And good colors in the kitchen, stainless steel appliances. If you want to know where Jimmy Hoffa is, he's right underneath that. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what that is. It almost looks like a kid's truck or something that they've put a blanket over. And good colors in the bathroom too. And you got a little bit of a terrace there that you can hang out in. And good gym in this complex, very popular. It's really close to the highway. It's a good listing. Okay, so 1368 Brandon Terrace. If you try and look on Google to find Brandon, you'll actually find it. It doesn't have a name, but it's this street right here. And right beside there is this Roper Street. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, especially focused right down on this area right there. That's where the one on Roper is that we're going to profile in a couple homes. But anyhow, going back to this one on Brandon, is it's really close to a lot of things here. I mean, you can walk to the movie theater. There's lots of restaurants close by. But I have issues, me personally, with being this close to the highway. You definitely hear the highway noise, and there's a big old fence that they built there, but it's still not going to prevent that from. It's still not going to prevent the sound from occurring. So go inside the home. Hardwood floors here. You've got kitchen. Probably looks a little bit more narrow in the pictures than it actually is in person. And there's an eat-in area, and basically just that one big room there. Hardwood staircase. And 2 other bedrooms plus 2 full bathrooms upstairs. $359 for a townhouse. I mean, I think we're dealing with a pretty good sized townhouse, but location can be tricky. And just like I said yesterday, it doesn't mean there's not a buyer for it. It may take them longer to sell, or just to find that buyer who's willing to live there. Now, 166 Waters is at $384.9, and it's actually a really nice semi, about 1,600 square feet. There is a finished basement here, and I think that's what's going to push these guys up into a very attractive price point. Looks like 9-foot ceilings here, although this one looks like 8. I'm not really sure. Hard to tell from the photos, but nice white kitchen, stainless steel appliances. You've got the eat-in area. The backyard looks like it has some landscaping. There's some beadboard in the bathroom. And if you check the virtual tour, you'll start to see some of the shots of the finished basement. I'm a big fan of this one. I think it's a good location. It's a good spot to be. Livingston is at $394.9. And so we're looking inside and getting a little bit more home than the previous one on the main floor, but it doesn't have a finished basement. Not that far from the other one, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this one here. It doesn't really say the size, so it's just a guess that I think it looks bigger than the previous one. Alexander is certainly a Chuck pick of the day, and it's at $449. It's a Cleveland model, so I think the square footage is somewhere between 1,900 square feet. They've done some nice landscaping here, and yeah, so you've got the stairs have been done, the hardwood floors, and you can see there's hardwood around here. California shutters, pot lights, the gas fireplace, and then you've got your kitchen here. Again, more California shutters. Huge fan of this one. Upgraded flooring upstairs and the finished basement. So I predict, especially with a 100-foot lot here, these guys are gone in probably a couple days. It's a great listing, perfect price point, and it's going to attract attention. Now then you look at this one on Leech Landing, and it's a little bit older. Oh, the other thing about Alexander, it's on the good part of Alexander that's not backing onto James Snow. Now, Leech Landing, so 469, about the same size really as the previous one on Alexander, but no finished basement, and it's got a nice piece of land. I think Alexander's still a bit deeper. Alexander has the hardwood, this one has carpet. So if you're talking about $20,000 more, aside from being new, it's hard to justify that kind of price. And typically, I mean, even in the last month, we've seen homes with more upgrades, same exact floor plan as this one, that have listed and sold for less. So I think these guys are stretching it a little bit, although the floor plan certainly is nice. And it's got a front little den here where you can put an office. So it's really popular. I mean, it's a Spirit Plan 4 if you're curious. So Minchin Way, 529.9. Not sure the size, but I think it's about 2,300 square feet. Again, nice landscaping on this one too. You don't always get a lot of money for landscaping. Usually the estimates are sort of 20 to 25% return on your money. So things like pools can be very hard to recover your money. Extra pantry space here, nice shiny stainless steel here, pendant lights. There's no hardwood on the main level. 529, a lot of competition. We're starting to see it ramp back up in the 5 to 550. There's quite a few that are listed right now. It's one of probably the better options in that price range. McDougall is at 564.9. Not sure what model this is. I wish I could see the staircase because I think it's an Albion Bay, but they've done a bit of landscaping outside. Those cedars usually grow pretty fast. And there is the kitchen. You've got a nice backsplash, again, good stainless steel appliances, and yeah, so there's your living dining with the family, and then there's 4 bedrooms upstairs on this one here too. If it's the Albion Bay, it's I think 2,200 square feet, and it definitely says the range is 2,000 to 2,500. We're seeing a lot of homes in a similar size category that still have some good upgrades that are listed under 550. So they're going to have to justify why they're listed for 564. Robarts is at 588. And so it's got a nice 105-foot lot. Backs onto a pond. You can see the landscaping has been done here. Just like yesterday was wainscoting day, and today seems like landscaping day. And so nice defined front entranceway. You can see the lights have been changed. And these definitely look like 9-foot ceilings here. And so there is the kitchen, and that's a great shot there too. There's an even better shot. So definitely these guys are banking on the outside of the home really drawing people in, and it's just a question of how big it is. I mean, look, you've got the family living, dining, and the kitchen, plus the 4 bedrooms upstairs. I can't see this being more than 2,500 square feet, and again, just like I talked about, a lot of the under 2,500, excuse me, that maybe don't have the pond behind, but they're listing under that 550. So, they're really going to have to fight for that price. I think Gowland is at 599, and I don't think these guys are going to have to fight for their price. I think this is a great home. One of the finer streets, I think, in Milton, and you've got a good-looking home, more landscaping. Imagine that. And so inside, there's only a couple shots of the inside, but look at the backyard, a pool. There's still grass there. It looks like a wood deck. You back onto a park here. Just awesome stuff. Okay, so I mean, hardwood floors. The kitchen's been renoed. You can see the counters, the backsplash, everything else. This one's gone. I mean, old Milton with these kind of updates, finished basement, all the rest of it. If the rest of the home is as good as these photos, man, there is going to be someone buying this one in a hurry. Now, Roper, I mean, you talk about a home out of a magazine. This is fantastic. 5 bedrooms, 3,000 square feet. We just sold the Princess Margaret model home for kind of a close to the 620. I can't release the price; it's against privacy laws. But this one's a little bit more. But it has that extra pond in the back. It's got a good 105-foot lot. The upgrades in here are incredible. So French doors, things that you don't typically see here. So the iron pickets, and here's the other thing too. There's a little side door. So if you've got relatives or anything like that, it gives an extra way for them to get in and out. the door inserts. Look at this thing here. This has all been custom built. The laundry. This is better than like 80% of the kitchens that we see. Even the upgraded countertop in there too. I mean, this is fantastic. Okay, it's just again more upgraded countertops here. Great color choices, and I mean, this is I think a dream home for a lot of people, and it's going to attract a lot of attention too. Now it's a little close to James Snow. You will hear some of the highway noise, but I think this is a great price for this home. I'm excited. I think this is one of the best ones in that price range. Mara Circle's at $669, and it says it's almost 3,000 or 3,500 square feet. It's 3,331. So is that almost 35? I don't know. I mean, I would tend to believe not. Pot lights, hardwood floors. It's called a Tothberg model. Nice big kitchen. This won the floor plan of the year, I think, back in 2005 or 2006 from Mattamy. It's a Mattamy built home. Curved staircase. You've got a master. The ensuite has this nice sloped peak ceiling. It's wonderful. So, and it's on the good part of Mara too. There's some parts of Mara that back onto Hawthorne Village Public School, and they're actually really close to the school building. This one's not. This one's on the west side of the street there too. So 5 bedrooms. Technically, it's 4, and then it has like a den upstairs. But it's a good floor plan. Okay, so Cusick is the next one, $759, and I've talked about the fact that over 7 right now is really the hurt locker. I mean, it's tough in Milton to sell stuff over 7. This is 3,000 square feet, and plus a finished basement. Great upgrades here. You've got the range, you've got the built-in appliances. I do hear some complaints on this model. It's called the Coleridge model, just over 3,000 square feet. I do hear some people say that it's a little bit small in the kitchen, but I think that they've really opened it up, and they've got the archway here, they've got the moldings. Lots of money spent in here, there's no doubt about it. I talk about this sometimes too, is you have 9 photos, you get about 450 characters to make an impression. I've always believed that if you have a finished basement, at least one of those 9 pictures should be of that finished basement, because even though it's in the description, in the words, I mean, how do people read a listing? They read it, I mean, sometimes they don't get past the photos. That's your first line of defense. That's how you've got to sort of win them over to look at the rest of the listing. So again, I mean, I look at something like Roper, which is about the same size as this one, and it's $120,000 less, and if you put a finished basement in that one, are you in great shape? And this one has a 99-foot lot. Roper's 104, backing onto the pond. It just seems a little bit aggressive, and over 7's hard enough. Over 750 is really tough. There's one actually not far from here that's about 3,500 square feet with a pie-shaped lot that's backing onto green space, and it just got an offer. It's at 720. So we don't know what it sold for, but I think these guys are probably being a little aggressive there. Amos is at 829. Triple car garage. It's in Brookville Estates, and if you look at where it is, so it's on Amos, so there's 15th Side Road, there's Guelph Line, and it's the 3rd house in, it's this one right here, and so you basically own all of this land here. It backs onto Guelph Line. A little bit more money that people will pay for some of the stuff that's off of the busier street, but it's still like 470-foot lot. So you've got, it's not like you're directly right on Guelph Line. There's a ton of space between you and there. Again, nice landscaping. It's a newer home. You can tell it's clean. It's just, it has a good feeling here. And at $829 for this size of home, for this piece of land, and it's really not that far. I mean, you can make it to Milton in 10 minutes from this property. I think there's certainly a lot of good features. Brookville Public School is known as being a really top-notch school, and you've got Hitherfield as the private school. I love how they mention that in the description, and I think this one is certainly priced to sell too. So that's the list. I thought it was a really great list, and we'd love to hear your feedback about it. So let us know what you think. And again, thank you for being part of the Milton Daily Homes family, and we're here when you need a hand. Okay, take care. See you tomorrow. Bye.